What's up, guys? It's Caden with Knox Prestige Detailing, the detailing channel that shows you real-world applications to detailing products, tools, and techniques. Today we're going to be looking at the Ryobi 1900 PSI pressure washer. We're going to do an unboxing, see what it comes with, do some trials, and as always, do some real-world tests on some real-world jobs. Let's jump into it. Alrighty, so right away it looks like right here on top we have the pressure washer itself. And I'm not gonna lie, I did already open this unit because I was excited to just kind of see what's in it. But everything is still in here. So right here to the side it looks like we have the instruction manual as well as that turbo nozzle right here. I'm gonna go ahead and set that to the side. And then let's see, this should all, well, let's pull the hose out actually. So this looks like it's a pretty good hose on like first glance. It's kind of hard to flex, and it looks like it probably has a pretty strong memory. So that could be problematic, but it looks durable, so it's not gonna break down on you, which is something that I look for in a hose, especially because as a professional detailer, you're gonna be using this every day. And then we have the actual unit here. Let's see if I slide that out. Perfect. And then it looks like we also have an instruction manual right here. If you can see that, it doesn't want to focus. So we'll take a look through that a little bit later. Okay, so for the pressure washer, here it is, the Ryobi. Looks like it has a pretty decent length cord at first glance. It's nice and flexible, durable coating. So far happy with that. Again, we'll talk more about that later when we get into tests. And then I love how this wand actually stores on this unit. So it just clips in right there. And that's something that the pressure washer that I currently use, the Chemical Guys Pro Flow, doesn't have. It doesn't have a wand storage area. So it looks like you can just take this, clip it on like that, like so. This feels kind of cheap on first inspection. It's just all kind of this plastic on the outside. It doesn't feel like it's gonna last a super long time, but you know, we'll see. We'll jump into some tests with it. So let's go ahead and talk about the rest of the assembly, and there's really not much to talk about here. You've got your on and off switch here, so it looks like. And then I like, sorry, I keep flipping the unit around over and over. I like the soap bucket. I don't necessarily use these for detailing. I would much rather use a foam cannon, but it's kind of neat that it has one. So that's cool. Obviously no bleach. And then it's got, it looks like a little important instructions, talks about no bleach, talks about the water supply, making sure that you have high enough water pressure and water supply so you don't damage the machine. And then it's also got a little Spanish copy of some instructions. So let's get into the assembly and I'll see you there. Alright, so I want to talk about the assembly of this Ryobi pressure washer, and then I want to talk a little bit about the pros and cons that I see initially. Obviously that will be before the test that I do, so I'm not going to have a great idea, but just some things that I see off of the first look. So with assembly, obviously comes with this little nozzle right here, the turbo nozzle. Super simple. You've got your nozzle holders on the end here. I'm just going to pop that in right there. The cord already attached. And then we have our hose. So the hose is fairly simple to put on. It's just like any other pressure washer. And slide it in like so, and then screw that on. I want to make sure you get this nice and snug, or else it'll spray water everywhere, or it could even pop out if you don't get the threads on. Once you have that, then we can go ahead and attach our spray gun. So that's attached the same way, just slide it in like so, and then screw on the collar there, making sure to get it nice and snug so that it doesn't pop off or leak water. We got that snug down, and I like to slide these little things up. Once you've done that, you have your spray wand here, or I guess the other part of the spray wand, and that just slides in. It's actually spring loaded, so you want to press it in and twist. And it's going to lock into place. Now once it's locked into place, you shouldn't be able to twist it back and forth unless you press it in again, and then you can twist and remove it. Obviously we're going to want that in for the test we do here in just a minute. Now let's talk about some of the cons that I see with this. Now I talked about this earlier, but this spray gun feels cheap to me. It's just mostly plastic on the outside. Now I'm sure there's metal in here, but it feels cheap. It doesn't feel like it's going to last. Even the trigger here feels like it's going to go out on me. And on something that I'm going to be using every day as a professional detailer, that's not really what I want. So I'm not a huge fan of this spray gun, and doesn't feel super durable. Now right off the bat, that's really the only con that I can see. Now I'm sure we'll get some more once we do our tests, but not really a lot of cons to this machine by the looks of it. Now some of the pros, I like that it's small, it's very compact, as well as it's got a decent length cord on it, and the hose is 25 feet, so that's actually longer than what comes with my Chemical Guys Pro Flow. The hose doesn't feel as flexible. It's kind of a stiff hose, has a memory to it, so I guess that is a con there, and I mentioned that earlier. And it does only come with the 3 nozzles. It comes with this 15-degree nozzle, as well as a blue, let's see if I can get it out here so I can show you guys. It doesn't want to come out. There we go. A blue soaping nozzle, and it looks like the whole thing is plastic. It doesn't have a metal, I guess, quick connect. So I can see that breaking pretty easily as well. And then the turbo nozzle, obviously, which does have a metal quick connect. But we're probably not going to really use this for the sake of detailing. But I'll throw it on there and test it out a little bit later. So first looks like a decent little machine, but I'm excited to get into some tests. So let's jump into it. Okay, so I've already got the Ryobi's power hooked up. But now we got to hook up the water, so I've got my extendable hose, and then I'm just going to screw it into the back here, and this will fit any regular 3/4 garden hose male. So we got that screwed on. We can go ahead and turn the water on, and that shouldn't be leaking. There's a little bit of water right there. I actually had to do this twice because my camera died right in the middle of me first filming this, so I did spill a little bit of water, but it's not leaking, so it's not the pressure washer's fault. So now let's go ahead and jump into the test on the Kia Optima. Okay, so we've got the Ryobi hooked up, we've got the Kia Optima here, and we have the 15-degree tip. Again, this was the only spray tip that it came with. Usually I wouldn't use a 15-degree, usually I'd use like a 40. But this is what it came with, so for the sake of the review, this is what we're going to use. So we're going to go ahead and rinse down the car, then we'll give it a blast with the foam cannon, and then a rinse, and then a foam cannon, and then we'll do a hand wash that I probably won't show in this video just because, for sake of time, or at least I'll speed it up, because that's not really what this review is about. So let's jump into it. now we're going to give it a blast with the foam cannon. Okay, so we just finished up the Kia Optima, and I'm honestly pretty pleased with the Ryobi, especially for the price point. After tax, it came out to be around $200, and that's not bad. So it did well. I wish they would have had a few other nozzles that came with it, like a 40 degree at least. So I would suggest investing in some more nozzles, and if you have the money, go ahead and get another hose too, because the hose was a little bit short, even though it's 25 feet, which is longer than the one that comes with a lot of the pressure washers. Usually they come with about a 20 foot. It does still need a little bit more length on it. But overall, I was pleased. One of the things that I think is a downfall is also the gallons per minute. It didn't push out a ton of water, so rinsing was kind of hard, coupled with obviously the 15 degree spray nozzle. But overall, like I said, pleased. So if you're starting out a detailing business and you need an affordable pressure washer, this will do the job. It's not going to be the best one, but it will do the job. And that's how I started out. I actually started out borrowing my buddy's dad's pressure washer. So, you know, you work with what you got, and if this is what you can afford at the time, start with it. You can work your way up. As you make money, you get nicer equipment. That's just kind of how it works. So I'll put the link down below if you want to purchase this one. And I hope that you enjoy it if you do purchase it. I think it's a great pressure washer for the price point. If you have any questions about it, please drop them in the comments. I would be happy to answer them, more than happy to answer them. I love to see people have their own success, grow their own businesses. So let me know, and we'll see you next time.